and well, excuse me, I had a mute button hit accident. Anyway, so there's a lot of meaningful pieces of regulation within that legislation. I'm not going to go into the details because we've discussed this in previous chats. But what is apparent is we're not really sure of how the legislation is going to be paid for. And to make it clear, if Vermont does not pass meaningful funding sources for the clean water legislation, the EPA can easily come in and tell the state of Vermont how to do clean water cleanup. And basically what could happen is they could tell the towns and municipalities to do expensive retrofitting of sewage treatment plants, expensive retrofitting of roads, and things that may not necessarily be the best bang for their buck, but it will be something that is needed, but it may be very costly for the state of Vermont. So this is very much past legislation that our legislators must have. Anyway, so if you are in Vermont, you can call 802-828-2228 and request that your senator pass meaningful legislation to address clean water. And as well, the Vermont chapter of the Sierra Club would like to have the funding sources tied to whatever the causes are, i.e., if it's like an impervious service tax, if it's a tax on fertilizer, things that is connected to the activity that's causing water pollution. There is a lot of talk around per parcel fee. The per parcel fee is a way that they're proposing to make it everybody through the state of Vermont pays, because it's a very important need for everyone, but it may not be the best as an environmental policy question. But one way or another, this issue does need to be paid for. Just also as well, in the House, there's a couple other pieces of legislation currently related to the Sierra Club that has a lot of traction this week. H395 and H4112, known as the Carbon Pollution Tax Bill, began taking testimony. There was also, thanks to our friends at Vermont Businesses for Social Responsibility, there was a business launch of supporting of the particular campaign, and over 200 Vermont businesses have pledged support towards this particular campaign to put a tax on carbon pollution. We would be the first state in the country to do something like that. Not the first country, but the first state. British Columbia has a carbon pollution tax, and there's a whole lot of other places that are looking at this as being a viable situation. So there are 30 different representatives who sponsored that legislation. So if you are aware of it, please contact your legislator. You can go to leg.state.vt.us and do a search of the legislation to find out if your legislator in Vermont is a co-sponsor. But please remember to thank them. This week also, with the announcement of that, the Vermont Fuel Dealers Association sent an announcement out to their members saying, contact your representative. So a particular state senator that I know came up to me and goes, oh my God, I've been flooded with these contacts. So it's going to be important for you to kind of tell your representatives and your senators this is an important policy issue because you're worried about our future and how we're going to transition to a clean energy society. So please make sure you contact your representative senators and thank them for when they support legislation like that. It's not only just good to talk to them before, you need to show them that you have their back and praise them for doing their good thing. I also, by chance, happened to hand a letter from the Sierra Club to these leaders, a bunch of these leaders, and thanking them for their support, and they were thrilled to get the letter saying thank you. It's a thankless job that a lot of them do, and so please give them your support as well. Anyway, that's going to be my little check-in I'm doing for today. I am planning on doing this on an occasional basis, using this technology to connect folks with what's the issues, what's happening in Vermont, what's happening with the Sierra Club, just future event-wise. The Upper Valley group of the Sierra Club is hosting an event at Vermont Law School next week, next Saturday, the 18th, around bees, pesticides, neonicotinoids, and what's happening to native bee populations. So there's very important stuff around that. Go to our Sierra Club Facebook page, and you can find information on there. Also, April 28th, Tuesday, the Vermont chapter of the Sierra Club is also sponsoring a carbon risk forum with our friends at 350 Vermont, where there will be discussion about divestment and basically assets in carbon polluting the environment. We're going to be blessed with Bill McKibben at that, and some other experts on that particular area. So that will be in Montpelier at the Unitarian Church. And stay in touch. If you have any questions, please email me, Robb, ROBB, .kidd at sierraclub.org. So rob.kid@sierraclub.org. Thank you. And if you listen to this, let me know. And have a wonderful day.